Hi, I'm Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Kathleen.
I'm a former Christian deconstructing and figuring out what works for me.
And I'm a former Mormon turned atheist.
Welcome to the CNA podcast.
Let's dive in.
Hey guys, have you left a review for our podcast yet? Head over to wherever you listen to your podcast and do that right now.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Christian and the Atheist.
Check us out on Patreon for ad-free content.
And speaking of ads, if you or your business would like to sponsor the Christian and the Atheist podcast, feel free to contact us to get started.
I can't. Okay, ready? Ready. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We did it.
Yay.
We made it to January.
Isn't that crazy?
2024, bitches. So, I don't know. When I started editing, I guess last year / in December of 2023, I stopped editing out bad words. I did start editing. I edit fuck.
Yes.
But everything else is free game.
Hell, ass, damn.
Shit. Anything else, I think, like, those are the ones I'll be for sure, like, no, we should be, those are fine.
Yeah. I'm not worried
If
about
my kids said that, I'd be like, okay. I mean, if my kids said fuck, I'd be like,
Mine do, and I don't care.
I know. It's wild.
There's worse things in life.
There really is. I'm not mad. I remember you sent me a video of a situation that happened in your house. And
Yes.
Portia's holding a camera, and she's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It was a dead mouse. Our cat brought in a massive pile, like a pile. I'm not kidding. Like 6 dead mice.
And one day.
we were like,
and where'd y'all come from?
when better to say holy
Yeah. So anyways, so that's something that we started doing. So there's a lot of new things happening. We have our new name, even though we are the same podcast.
Yeah.
Still the Christian and the Atheist.
The content's going to be the same.
The email address will be the same. You've heard why, I'm pretty sure. If you haven't, you're new here and you're like, what are you guys? I was formerly a Christian and she was formerly a Mormon and she's an atheist and I am not an atheist. I'm not a Christian. I have Christian values that I still hold on to. I still love Jesus' stuff, but I'm not over here like worshiping Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
White Jesus of Latter-day Saints, not a thing for me.
Not that one.
So, anyways.
Basically, Aubrey is still in the process of a deconstruction journey. And
What? I don't even know what that even entails anymore. I just know I'm where I am now, and I've been finding it icky to be like, I'm the Christian, but I'm not anymore. It sounds rude. Like, you're not Christian anymore? Why? And some people have... I'm finding that in the religious community, when I say that I'm not a Christian anymore, it backfires, and I'm not trying to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, everyone writes her off already, and, like, now I'm having to explain my life to strangers, and I'm like, it's weird. Anyways, so 2023 was a hell of a year. We did things.
So much happened.
The growth in the podcast was pretty extravagant. We've met some goals that we didn't know we were going to meet. We met, one of our goals was to have a certain amount of listens. And I was like, oh my God, I think we met it in October.
Yeah.
And I was like, we met it in October. And I can't remember what it was, but it was like we met it and then we've surpassed it.
Yeah.
And so that's been special. Like when you work on something hard like we have, it's been fun to see that.
Yeah.
The famous whiteboards behind us. Isn't that cute? We talk about this every once in a while.
We do.
Yeah.
Ta-da. It's like color-coded and organized. I love it.
It's special. She's special. She's one of our children. The child we've conceived together. Of love.
You know what? I'm letting it roll.
No sex, just love.
Turn this off. Just kidding.
Anyways, back to track. Okay, so in 2023, I left my church of 20 years. Around the same time, something happened to you.
I got punched in a bar.
You got punched in a bar.
By a weird dude.
That's a thing. And that's like, it's crazy. Ran into him, like, he didn't see you. Y'all saw, well, Brandon saw him.
Yeah, I ran into him around town again.
There's an open situation going with that. We're just going to keep it on the DL until it's okay to talk about.
Yep.
But y'all know that happened. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And he was like,
the worst
guy. And the worst.
Yeah, he was the worst. But yeah, there's a whole lot. Obviously,
with Aubrey's journey, we met a million authors, we toured different, places of worship. There's all kinds of ongoing things that we have with the podcast. There's all sorts of ongoing things we have with our lives from 2023.
Yeah. New church, new community, like new friends.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm not friends with people I was friends with.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's weird.
That happens when
talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, when you leave a faith, the people who are around you leave. Some of them don't come with you.
And that's obviously going to happen. But there was this group of people that, we were really close to in life with, and we don't do life with them anymore. And they have hard feelings against us. And I'm okay with that because they're allowed. They get to live their life. YOLO on everything, and that's what they chose. And it's kind of interesting. They were really entwined in our life, and they're not anymore. And that was like a hard thing to think about happening, but now that it's happened, it's like I wish them well, and I hope they wish me well and my family well. But it's like weird when people exit your life. And like 2023 was like, we're kind of looking back on that. It's kind of a funny like thing. You know the Roman Empire thing that went on? Like, what's your Roman Empire? One of them said like, do you actively thinking every day about your no longer best friend, like your ex-best friend? And I'm not there.
Yeah.
On this relationship, there are friends that I do think about that I was friends with. And I like hyper-focused on that for a long time back in the day. And it kind of made me giggle. That's like women's thing.
Yeah.
Women's Roman Empire. And I'm like, I think in the moment of that relationship, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Shit was gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
You can't put someone who is like a super gay ally, LGBTQ plus ally, and then a super homophobic family together and make it work. You try. I was like, maybe I should practice this like thing where like between the two of us where there's a huge difference.
Right.
Maybe I could do that with this type of thing. No.
Didn't pan out.
Didn't pan out.
Oh well.
So,
sometimes that happens and you just...
Anyways, to I wonder what kind of relationships both of us are gonna have with people in our lives. Like, I guess more so, you've been out of Christian community for a while. Like, I was your Christian friend. I don't know. Yeah. Did you have any other Christian friends?
No. No, there's a few. Like, there's obviously not nearly nobody as close to me as you are. But there's people, who are parents of my kids' friends or other volleyball parents and that kind of thing that I obviously hang out with from time to time who are Christian. But it is, I have noticed this year, those conversations have started to pan back towards me where normally they don't.
Yeah.
And there's at least one person who is friends with me on Facebook or Instagram, follows me or whatever, and is like, so don't you have a podcast?
Oh shit.
And I'm like, yeah.
Me.
Let's talk about it.
Where do you stand before we talk about this is what I feel like.
A lot of times I already know.
Oh,
and I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been actually, like, in the past, that hasn't really ever, people didn't know that I had a podcast as much as just by following my life or being around my kids or whatever. It wasn't necessarily a thing that was just found out about me. I had to mention it. And now people are coming to me and being like, I heard you had a podcast. And I then can explain what it is we do. And it's been good. I haven't had any, obviously nobody's like, punched me in the... Just kidding. Someone punched me in the face. Because you're an atheist. No, but I've had it, the people that I actually spend time with in my daily life, even if it's just little bits of time, are like, oh, that's really interesting. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been good.
Most people aren't assholes.
Yeah, I think most people aren't.
There's a lot that are, but most aren't.
Yeah.
Giving y'all the benefit of the doubt. Don't screw this up for us.
Come on, guys.
So I thought going into the new year, we have a lot going on. We still have the Exploring God series that I thought we were going to drop all this, like 2023. It's going into 2024, which is good because I feel like a lot of things are happening personally in our lives that is like, okay, we always set ourselves up from the beginning to have stuff in backlog backlog, is that the right thing? It's something that we can throw in that's been recorded in the past.
Give ourselves time because, again, we've said it before, you know it. We're
chaotic.
Moms, we're busy. We have other things. As much as we love podcasting, it does not always it's not able to be number one all the time. We have a lot going on. It's not our job. We're not.
Yeah. Anyways, so I know something's coming for things.
Wow.
It's like those Facebook posts where they're like, send me a prayer, but don't ask me why.
Yeah.
I think I sent you that TikTok, and it was hilarious.
Yes. And it's always some...
And they're like, okay,
it's always some
prayers.
Girl from high school.
Why didn't you ask me what I was asking for prayers? Because you said not to.
Yeah. Life is really crazy right now, but don't ask about it, but ask about it so I can cryptically say, I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry, I did that. I
don't know if you actually did, because I don't think you even said a sentence.
Things are coming.
There are big changes
coming. That's what
she
said.
There it is. And scene.
So I thought, let's end this episode with a really fun thing, because we usually tell you all our goals and blah blah blah, and I think that was cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to bore you with what is important to us on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If you want to know, ask.
I don't know. We'll email
What's your
you,
goals?
Whatever.
What's your goals for the year? So I did want to put 2 words to the 2024 year for both ourselves personally and for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And then I would like to encourage you guys to share with us what your personal word for the year is for yourself, and if you have a word for our podcast.
Ooh. We'll take it.
So what's your words? So
the 2 words I came up with for myself, I came up with growth. Just a lot of, I'm at a place in my life right now where my kids are older, and there's, my situations in my life have settled. A lot of things that were really crazy are now kind of settling, both in my kids' lives, my lives, and so I can now focus a lot on my personal self instead of just, when you're holding down the fort, you're holding down the fort and you aren't focused on yourself as much. And so I'm able to,
true.
I'm able to sort of do that now. And so I have a lot of, and nothing crazy. It's I'm going to go to the gym. I don't know, whatever. But I have a lot of
But you weren't, now you are.
I am.
And that's amazing. Yeah. And it's because you're able to.
Because I have the time. My kids are at a place where I can say, all right, guys, I'm going to go to the gym. And then, so bye. So, I have a lot of personal goals and personal, growth that I can focus on. And then for the podcast, I picked the word community because I think we have that. We have been building that for the last 2 years, which is crazy. Yeah. But, we have met so many amazing people and gotten to know so many incredible people through this process, and that's been something that's been so surprising to me.
On a note, when we first started, we were talking about this when we were planning this episode. When we first started, your girl over here, I was like, we're going to blow up, we're going to be on we're going to have our own TV show.
We're going to be millionaires.
Whatever. And it didn't happen, and that's okay, because that's silly. And I don't have time for that.
It's a little bit of an unrealistic goal, and I'm okay with not
It was
being
just a funny idea.
Yeah.
And then through, I think, the past few months, years, I feel like my brain's been to this place where it's okay, it's not necessarily about becoming something, but creating, it's about the community now.
Yeah.
It's the community.
Yeah.
And people really showed up for us specifically. Whenever the crap that went down with you at the bar, I got personal messages from people oh my god, that's insane that happened.
I had a lot of people.
You did.
I had people reach out to me who I didn't know listened.
No, yeah.
I had no idea. And of course, I didn't post about it on my social media. But, I had people reach out to me who I hadn't talked to in years, who I had no idea were even listeners, who were, touch base and make sure I was okay. And same with you. With your
shit that went down over here.
Your whole process of leaving one church and finding a new, there were so many people.
Insane amounts of people
that just support and
coming
love
in and sending messages. And we were like, holy balls, this is insane. And it's it's important and special. And you guys have gone through some shit. And then Kathleen's been here for my shit and supporting me. And y'all were doing the same thing. And all the things. Yeah. So that was special. So I like that you put community and I agree. I like that word.
Yeah.
So
what are your words?
I did, I want it for myself for peace. I don't feel like I'm not at peace, but I want to grow in that peace.
Right.
I want to not be, like, I fear being a consistent bitter person towards bad theology. Which, be a bitter bitch about bad theology. See, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, there is, when you have something like this happen, a deconstruction, a loss of faith, whatever it's going to be, there is going to be some anger and some bitterness, and that's part of the process. And part of the process is allowing yourself to have those feelings.
But it's like, I don't want it to transfer to people.
Right.
And organizations where, like, I want to be a source of light for myself and for others. And I think that allowing anger, an unhealthy bitterness kind of can be a rotting situation. I feel like I'm being Christian right now. Like, it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Remember, you're supposed to not...
Well, that's what I was going to say is that's not necessarily... It is true that living in that feeling forever is going to not be good.
So I want to come to peace.
Yes.
I want to come to a place of peace. This shit was shitty.
Yeah.
Let's find peace in that.
Yes.
And move forward with it.
Beautiful.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
And so for the podcast, my word is adventures.
Ooh.
I think that we know things are going to have to be adventurous for us in the future. And I don't know how else to word that. I think we're going to have to evolve. We're evolving and we're growing as a people, and our podcast is going to just do the same thing naturally because of who we are.
Yeah.
And so I think I think we're also at a place where we can do more adventures too.
Again, now that, sort of like my word of growth, now that some things are settling, we are now at a place where we can
do more
if we need to, which we know we will.
You guys have no idea what's coming.
We know some changes that are coming for both our personal lives and the podcast, and we're not at a place to tell them to you yet, so you're just gonna have to listen.
That's so annoying.
I know!
I would be so annoyed at us if we were just listeners.
Oh, you hate us.
I hate us right now.
I hate us too.
I can't tell you.
No.
You
will know soon. Aside from the name change, which you do know about, there are other changes that will be coming, and we will let you know them when we can. It's nothing crazy. The podcast is still going to be us. It's still going to be us meeting wonderful people and sharing our conversations with them with you.
Also, if anyone wants to sponsor an episode of us going to Utah,
that shit's expensive.
Call me.
Oh, do you even know the amount of
we could go on a whole Mormon journey.
Oh, girl. There's a whole world of Mormon, sites to go to.
Do you want to do that?
We could.
Okay. Well, let it be known.
It's not even just Utah. We could go to New York. We could go to Pennsylvania. We could go to Missouri. We could
do a documentary. Anyone want a videography? Come with us.
Yeah.
Who?
Ohio
our sugar mommy or daddy.
Let's discuss terms first.
But listen.
I mean, I'm not opposed, but let's discuss.
I'm opposed. This is trash.
We have to turn it off. Turn everything off. Throw it away. The podcast is over.
What we meant.
You know what we mean. Calm down.
Okay, I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I'm excited for what this year is going to bring. I think it's going to be a roller coaster, but roller coasters are fun.
Let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
All right, well, we'll see you guys with a new episode next Friday.
Yeah.
Bye.